Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. Your current situation does not define your future. You can be starting with nothing today, but if you understand and apply these principles, you can create financial freedom that most people only dream about. Financial freedom is not just about money, it's about having control over your life, your time, and your purpose. And it starts with your mind. The very first principle is understanding that your mindset determines your results. If you wake up every day believing that you can, that you deserve it, and that you are capable of creating wealth, your brain will start finding opportunities. But if you are trapped in doubt, fear, and excuses, you will remain stuck. Nothing changes until your mind changes. The second principle is understanding the power of value. Money doesn't chase effort, it chases value. If you want to go from nothing to financial freedom, your focus must be on creating value that others cannot ignore. Solve problems, serve people, and master a skill that makes you indispensable. People pay for solutions, not promises, and they pay well when you deliver results. This is the principle that separates those who dream from those who achieve. Next, understand the principle of disciplined action. Motivation is fleeting. You will feel motivated one day and lazy the next. But discipline, doing what needs to be done consistently, even when you don't feel like it, that is what compounds results. Every small step you take daily adds up. Every call you make, every skill you practice, every investment you research, it all counts. Wealth is not built in a day, it is built in daily, persistent action. Principle 4 is about leverage. You do not have to do it all alone. Learn to use systems, technology, and relationships to multiply your impact. One person with the right leverage can create more wealth than 10 people working harder but doing it the wrong way. Understand the power of partnerships and delegating tasks to free your time for high-value activities. Leverage amplifies your efforts and accelerates your journey to financial freedom. The fifth principle is mastering sales and communication. If you cannot sell your skills, your products, or your ideas, you will struggle to earn at a high level. Wealth follows those who can effectively communicate value and negotiate wisely. Learn to influence, persuade, and close deals with integrity. Your ability to exchange value for money is directly tied to your success. Next is the principle of financial intelligence. It is not just about how much you earn, but how much you keep and grow. Understand money, invest strategically, and make it work for you. Learn the difference between assets and liabilities, and always focus on building assets that generate income even when you sleep. Financial freedom is achieved not by earning more, but by making your money earn more. The seventh principle is persistence in the face of failure. You will fail. Everyone does. But the difference between those who succeed and those who quit is simple: persistence. Keep learning, keep adjusting, keep moving. Every failure carries a lesson, and every setback is a setup for your next breakthrough. Principle 8 is about the power of focus. Avoid distractions, avoid chasing every shiny opportunity. Focus on what you can do exceptionally well and master it. Focus compounds. The more you concentrate your energy on high-value activities, the faster you'll achieve financial freedom. The ninth principle is generosity. This might surprise you, but giving creates wealth. When you help others, when you share knowledge, resources, or even money, the universe returns to you in ways you cannot imagine. Generosity opens doors, builds networks, and creates trust, all of which are currency in the journey to freedom. Principle 10 is about adaptability. The world changes, markets shift, and opportunities evolve. To stay on the path to financial freedom, you must be willing to learn continuously and adapt to new circumstances. Those who are rigid in thought and action are left behind. Flexibility is not weakness, it is strength. The 11th principle is about taking ownership. Stop blaming circumstances, society, or other people for where you are. You are responsible for your financial future. Ownership means taking control of every decision, every opportunity, and every outcome in your life. When you accept full responsibility, power follows. Finally, principle 12 is consistency. Consistency compounds every principle we've discussed. From mindset to value creation to persistence only works if applied consistently over time. Financial freedom is not an event. It is the result of steady, intelligent, disciplined action repeated daily, month after month, year after year. So let me leave you with this truth. You can start with nothing. You can have no connections, no money, no experience. But if you apply these 12 principles, financial freedom is not just possible, it is inevitable. Your destiny is in your hands. The moment you decide to think bigger, act bolder, and persist longer than anyone else, your life will change forever. Take control, apply these principles, and watch as nothing transforms into everything. Before you ever earn a single dollar, before you ever invest in a business or a stock, before you even learn how to sell or negotiate, the most important currency you must master is your mindset. Your mind is the soil, and your money is the seed. If your soil is filled with doubt, fear, and limiting beliefs, no matter how much seed you plant, nothing will grow. But if your mind is fertile with confidence, vision, and belief in your ability to create wealth, you will find ways to turn even the smallest opportunities into extraordinary results. Many people focus on money as if it is the starting point, but the truth is that money is always a result of what is happening inside you. Wealth begins as a thought, a decision, a belief that you are capable of more than your current circumstances. It begins when you refuse to let your past failures, your current lack, or the opinions of others dictate what is possible for you. Every successful person in the world has understood this principle. Your mindset over money. They knew that the real wealth was created first in their mind before it ever appeared in their bank account. When you start thinking like a wealthy person, you begin seeing opportunities that others overlook. When you cultivate a mindset of abundance rather than scarcity, doors that seem closed suddenly open. You stop seeing problems and start seeing solutions. You stop thinking about how can I survive and start asking how can I create. You begin to understand that your ability to generate income, attract resources, and create opportunities is limited only by the size of your vision and the strength of your belief. Mindset over money also means that you are willing to do what others won't do mentally. You are willing to think bigger, to push past fear, to study, to prepare, and to persist even when the results are not immediate. You understand that setbacks are temporary and that failure is not a permanent condition, but a lesson in the journey to success. You see challenges not as barriers, but as stepping stones, and you refuse to let negative self-talk or doubt derail your pursuit of financial freedom. In essence, your mind is the magnet for everything you want. If you condition your mind to think like a millionaire, act like a millionaire, and expect results like a millionaire, the universe will respond in kind. But if your mind is filled with limitation, excuses, and fear, no amount of effort, education, or strategy will produce lasting wealth. The starting point, the foundation of financial freedom, is your mindset. Master it, and the rest becomes possible. If you want to go from nothing to financial freedom, you must understand one simple truth. Money does not reward effort, it rewards value. It doesn't matter how hard you work if the work you're doing does not solve a problem, fill a need, or make someone's life better. The moment you shift your focus from what you want to what others need, everything changes. Wealth is simply the reward for providing something that people can't or won't do for themselves. The more value you create, the more wealth flows to you naturally. Too many people chase money directly. They think, if I just make more, I'll be wealthy. But chasing money without creating real value is like trying to fill a bucket with a hole in the bottom. It doesn't work. The key is to ask yourself every day, how can I solve a problem for someone today? How can I make their life easier, their business better, or their experience more enjoyable? When you focus on that question, you automatically position yourself as someone indispensable, someone who commands respect, influence, and income. Value creation is not just about doing a job or selling a product. It's about mastering a skill, solving problems, and being exceptional at what you do. It's about going above and beyond what people expect. It's about delivering results, not promises. If you create something that people perceive as valuable, they will willingly exchange their money, their time, and their loyalty with you. And the more people you serve at a high level, the greater the rewards you receive. Another part of this principle is thinking long-term. True value creation is not a one-time transaction. It's about building trust, reputation, and relationships. When you consistently provide value, people come back to you again and again. Your influence grows, your network expands, and opportunities multiply. Wealth begins to compound because value compounds. You are no longer dependent on luck or chance. You become a magnet for opportunities and income because people know that when they invest in you, they are investing in results. Remember, value creation is the bridge between nothing and financial freedom. You don't need connections, money, or a perfect plan. You need a relentless focus on providing solutions, making a difference, and creating something others cannot ignore. When you do that, wealth stops being something you chase. It becomes something that naturally chases you. Let me be real with you. Motivation is temporary. You feel motivated one day, but the next day you wake up tired, distracted, or discouraged, and suddenly all that motivation disappears. Motivation is like fire. It can light you up for a moment, but if you rely on it to carry you through the hard days, you will fail. What separates the people who achieve financial freedom from those who don't is not motivation, it's discipline. Discipline is doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it, even when it's uncomfortable, and even when nobody is watching. Discipline beats motivation because discipline builds consistency. Success, wealth, and freedom are not created in a single moment of inspiration. They are the result of repeated, intentional actions taken every single day. It's the person who shows up, who keeps learning, who keeps producing, who keeps improving, who keeps pushing forward day after day, week after week, year after year, who eventually breaks through and achieves results that seem impossible to those who rely on fleeting feelings of motivation. You see, discipline is the backbone of results. While motivation comes and goes, discipline is always there. It's what allows you to work when you're tired, to study when you'd rather relax, to make the right financial decisions when instant gratification is calling your name. Discipline creates momentum. Once you develop the habit of showing up consistently, the results start to compound, just like money in the bank. Small, disciplined actions that may seem insignificant in the moment add up to massive change over time. And here's the truth. Motivation will never be enough. You will have tough days, days when life throws obstacles, challenges, and setbacks at you. On those days, motivation will fail, but discipline will carry you forward. Discipline is not about being perfect, it's about being consistent. It's about making the decision to do what you need to do, regardless of how you feel. It's about building a reputation for reliability and results, not just to the world, but to yourself. So if you want to go from nothing to financial freedom, stop waiting to feel motivated. Start building discipline. Show up when it's hard. Take action when it's inconvenient. Push forward when everyone else gives up. Discipline is the silent engine that turns effort into results, dreams into reality, and nothing into financial freedom. If you want to go from nothing to financial freedom, you must understand one undeniable truth. You cannot do it all alone. Trying to build everything by yourself is a fast track to frustration, burnout, and limited results. Wealth is not about working harder, it's about working smarter. And the smartest people in the world understand the power of leverage, the ability to multiply their efforts through systems, tools, and other people. Leverage is what separates ordinary people from extraordinary achievers. One person with the right system or the right team can accomplish what 10 people could never do on their own. Leverage allows you to extend your influence and impact far beyond your own time, energy, and resources. You begin to see that financial freedom is not about trading hours for dollars. It's about creating structures where value and results can grow exponentially, even when you are not personally present. This principle is simple. Focus your energy on high-value activities and delegate, automate, or systematize everything else. Learn to surround yourself with people whose skills complement yours. Build partnerships with those who share your vision and who can help amplify your impact. Use technology, processes, and frameworks that allow you to scale without sacrificing your time. Every dollar, every hour, and every resource you leverage wisely multiplies your results, sometimes tenfold. Leverage also teaches you the importance of strategic thinking. It's not just about having people or systems. It's about knowing how to use them effectively. You must lead, coordinate, and orchestrate efforts to achieve maximum outcomes. This is how small ideas turn into big opportunities, how a single decision multiplies into massive results, and how someone who starts with nothing can create wealth that seems impossible to those who work alone. The most successful people are not the ones who do everything themselves. They are the ones who understand the value of leverage. They create networks, systems, and processes that work for them, allowing their vision to grow faster than they ever could on their own. If you want to go from nothing to financial freedom, you must adopt this mindset. Stop trying to carry the weight of the world alone and start learning how to multiply your efforts through leverage. When you do that, doors open, opportunities multiply, and what once seemed impossible becomes your reality. If you want to go from nothing to financial freedom, you must understand this. No matter how talented you are, no matter how great your ideas or products are, if you cannot sell them, you will never reach your potential. The ability to sell and negotiate is the single most powerful skill you can develop. Money flows to those who can effectively communicate value, persuade others, and create mutually beneficial agreements. Selling is not about being pushy or manipulative. It's about understanding the needs of others and showing them how what you offer solves their problems, fulfills their desires, or improves their life. The better you understand the people you serve, the more effectively you can communicate your value. Selling is simply the art of connecting value with desire. The more skilled you become at it, the more doors will open for you. Negotiation is an extension of this skill. Life and business are full of opportunities, but those opportunities rarely come on perfect terms. Negotiation is how you shape deals to create win-win outcomes. It is not about defeating the other person. It is about finding common ground where both parties benefit. The more skilled you become at negotiating, the more control you have over your financial destiny. Negotiation allows you to extract maximum value, protect your resources, and create opportunities that others miss. Mastering sales and negotiation also builds confidence, influence, and authority. When you can clearly articulate your value, defend it, and inspire trust, people want to do business with you. They want to partner with you. They want to invest in your vision. The ability to sell and negotiate multiplies your opportunities, elevates your earning potential, and positions you as someone who can turn ideas into income, problems into solutions, and opportunities into wealth. This principle separates the wealthy from the struggling. Many people have great ideas, but they fail to execute them because they cannot convince others to invest in them, buy from them, or support them. Learn to master this skill, and suddenly the world responds differently. Suddenly doors open that seem closed. Suddenly deals happen that others only dream about. Selling and negotiating are not just skills. They are superpowers on the road to financial freedom, and when you master them, your potential becomes limitless. If you want to go from nothing to financial freedom, you must understand that earning money is only part of the equation. True wealth is not created by working harder or earning more. It is created by knowing how to make your money work for you. Financial education is the foundation of this principle. You must understand how money works, how to manage it wisely, and how to invest it intelligently. Without this knowledge, even a high income can vanish as quickly as it comes. Financial education begins with understanding the difference between assets and liabilities. Assets put money in your pocket, while liabilities take money out. Many people spend their entire lives working for money while accumulating liabilities, thinking they are building wealth. But wealth is created when you acquire assets that generate income passively. Businesses, investments, real estate, stocks, intellectual property, things that earn money for you even when you are not working. Smart investments are the next step. It's not enough to just earn and save. You must put your money to work strategically. This means studying opportunities, understanding risk and reward, and making decisions that grow your wealth over time. Financial freedom is built on compounding, both in knowledge and in capital. Every dollar invested wisely can multiply into $10, $50, or even $100 over time. Every decision to educate yourself financially compounds into greater confidence and better choices. Another key aspect is avoiding financial mistakes. Lack of education often leads to poor decisions. Buying things that depreciate in value, falling into debt traps, or trusting the wrong advisors. By becoming financially literate, you gain control over your money instead of letting it control you. You start making decisions based on knowledge and strategy, rather than fear or impulse. Financial education also gives you freedom of choice. When you understand how money works, You are no longer dependent on a single paycheck or a single source of income. You have the tools to create multiple streams of revenue, protect your wealth, and grow it consistently. You can make your money work for you instead of working for your money. Remember, financial freedom is not about luck. It is about knowledge, strategy, and action. The more you learn about money, the better you become at generating it, keeping it, and growing it. When you combine financial education with smart investments, you are no longer just surviving. You are creating a life of independence, abundance, and opportunity. Wealth is no longer a dream. It becomes the natural result of your actions and decisions. As we come to the end of this journey together, I want you to take one truth with you. Financial freedom is not a matter of luck, talent, or connections. It is a matter of choice, mindset, and action. Every principle we've discussed, from mastering your mindset, creating real value, and building discipline, to leveraging systems, selling effectively, educating yourself financially, and persisting through failure. These are not just tips or ideas. They are the roadmap from nothing to everything. If you apply these principles consistently, if you refuse to quit when the road gets hard, if you invest in yourself, your skills, and your vision, you will transform your life. You will move from scarcity to abundance, from limitation to freedom, from surviving to thriving. Each principle is a step, and together they form a ladder. Climb it one rung at a time, and the view at the top is life changing. Remember, no one else can do this for you. Your destiny is in your hands. You must make the decision today to think bigger, act bolder, and persist longer than anyone else. Commit to these principles, not just for a day or a month, but as a way of life. And when you do, you will see it happen. Your ideas will turn into income, your actions into results, and your nothing into everything. So go forward with courage, with faith in yourself, and with relentless determination. Financial freedom is not just possible. It is inevitable for those who are willing to apply these principles consistently. Start now. Take control, create value, and watch as your life transforms beyond what you ever thought possible.